Hey folks, welcome back. I'm excited to bring you some more Humankind today, and today is the day after Thanksgiving here in the United States, and I know a lot of folks don't get the day after Thanksgiving off, but I am lucky enough to, which is nice because it's been a while since I've had a proper day off and nothing really going on, which is finally giving me some time to record some footage. And what a good time, because the Enheduanna update was released within the last couple days. There was the beta that you could opt into on Steam, and it brings some exciting new changes. So the first change that you may have noticed already is when you're looking at my competitor list here, these different names that are clearly not avatars that I downloaded. So now you can actually customize some local avatars that you can play against. So you don't have to go onto the Games Together website in order to download other people's avatars and rely on people to upload the ones that you want to play against. So I right now just have this variety of avatars that have different things. You kind of get a sense for what they do based on their name, right? So like this Doctor and Pathfinder obviously has the Doctor and the Pathfinder traits, whereas this money person here, right, has some money benefits and all that kind of stuff. Everyone is advanced, expert rather. I do have one advanced. I was curious how this one might play, which is someone who gets some benefits right at the start of the game. So they have this +5 influence on main plaza and a reduced create outpost cost. So maybe they can snowball a little bit better than some of the other ones. There have also been some changes to the settings here, and I'm not sure where they are. Here we go. So I've turned off, now these are new settings. You have Congress of Humankind and Vassalization, and I've turned off Vassalization. I think in the games of Humankind and single player at least, that a lot of the reason the AI struggle to scale up is because when they win a war, they often will vassalize their opponents rather than taking cities. So it's kind of reduces their ability to actually grow their empire and snowball later into the game. So I'm curious what will happen if I turn this off, as well as throw in some of my own avatars to play the game. So we're going to play with vassalization off. It will also make it harder to win at the end of the game, right? I can't just vassalize everyone in a war, which is probably a good thing because it's a little too easy to win that way. I am going to be playing on large with 2 continents, 40% land percentage, so pretty standard settings. I am doing a chaotic shape, which is what I did in my last game. I thought it gave some pretty interesting continents that were a little bit more exciting than your standard ones. So let's get this rolling, and I'll see you in game. All right, here we are on turn 1 in the Neolithic era, per usual, and we have an okay start here, and even better than okay. Slightly farther south than we are north. And we started on a river right next to some food. So this is pretty nice in terms of getting our early game rolling. So I will take it. YouTuber luck, I suppose. So we're just going to continue exploring along this river and see what we can find. So I see some pretty nice tiles up here. I really like this sort of terrain type. I find it tends to generate some pretty good yields, makes pretty good cities. It's a nice balance of industry and production. Industry and food, rather. So I saw a deer over there, but I'm kind of more interested in getting some more vision on these rivers and hopefully finding a little bit more food. So the update has provided some interesting changes, and particularly, in hindsight, it would have been better to go after the deer, because I would have had another settler by now. That's okay. But the update has provided some interesting changes, specifically for a couple cultures, namely aesthetes. Ooh, there's a mammoth there. We are going to pursue that. So aesthetes in particular have been changed, such that... which is a better way to attack this from? I know I've interrupted this thought like 3 times now. I think I can do this, and hopefully spawns close enough. Yep, there we go. That it'll come onto the river. So we'll attack from up here. So major aesthete changes include the fact that, it's really just one, that the active ability for aesthetes is no longer game breaking. So it scales up over the course of the game now. And in effect, that means that at the start of the game, the first use of it whatever that ability is called, where usually, before it would give a few hundred influence, is now giving 30 influence, I believe, on the first use. So it's a pretty significant change to aesthetes, and kind of, I wouldn't say it makes the ability totally useless, right? Like, influence is always still useful at the start of the game, but it gives you a lot fewer options, right? Like, whereas before you could say get an early pyramids or get a second city really fast, you're now no longer able to do that, right? So aesthetes, pretty big changes, probably affects my tier lists that I most recently did for the ancient era. So I might have to redo some of those. Really wish there was more food over here. I'm gonna have to bring up these units. This guy's kind of been looking for food, but we're gonna go after these mammoths. Yeah, there are a lot of mammoths up here, so we might go for kind of a later era up. Interesting. I'm curious why this one is going to develop... Oh no, I was misreading that. I thought that was going to say 1 turn. But I'm curious why it's recommending that spot over that one. Let's go over there. Nice, we'll get a curiosity on the way. Bit of an awkward spot, to be fair. So the main problem with dropping an outpost here, if I were to develop this into a city, kind of limited on where I can build tiles from there. So I might go up to that recommended spot, or sorry, where I can build districts from there. So a lot of rivers, and then one spot here, and then I'm cut off by another territory. So it might be correct in placing me in the forest there. So I think that's probably where I'll go. Get a little bit of food on the way. Drop that outpost. Okay. And yeah, we've got a lot of things running around down here. Let's see if I can get this guy a deer. So this deer will get me the 5 food that I need for another unit here. And we're also going to try to hunt this guy. Is that a terrain difference there? For some reason it looks like it, but it's not. I actually am going to resolve this battle first because I think if I attack from here, I could park units up on these 2 tiles, which are at a terrain advantage, so that'll make it quite a bit easier to kill that mammoth. Okay. So there's the growth star, which gives us our plant lore or bright ornaments option. Bright ornaments is usually my pick. I'm taking a look at who's still available. Yeah, I eyed the Zhou here for a second, which could be an interesting option with the Confucian School. I don't actually have mountains in this territory specifically, but I have it in adjacent mountains. I don't have a great spot to build it, though. I'd have to build out over the river and then drop a Confucian School right there and then attach that territory next to it. So Mycenaeans, Hittites, and Bantu have been taken already. Nubians, I mean... yeah, they're okay. Both Egyptians and Harappans would be good. Olmecs, I mean, they'd be a kind of sad time to play them now. I was seeing if there's anyone I would want to have this +1 food per pop. I think the +1 money per population still just makes more sense, so I'll take that one. And let's go ahead and hunt this mammoth here. So we're going to come up onto the high ground here, and they spawn down on the river. So we're going to pursue them there. So hopefully they attack from there. Nice. We'll just do that. Alright, easy peasy. Mammoths are pretty dumb. Let's see. I'm going to go for Swift just to get a little bit more exploration in. I would really like to get the Hunter Legacy trait is a pretty good one. And I'll be able to get it from that deer there. And we're going to break off a couple units here. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to do this. That way the... whoop. I don't know how that happens. What I wanted to do is break off the 2 that aren't in the main tribe and have this one go down here and grab that food so it can grow, but something got messed up there. Bad input or something. So let's make sure we get the Hunter Star here. I'm actually in pretty good shape. It's a little unusual that I get all the stars in the Neolithic, especially the Hunter star is very map dependent on how achievable it is for any given game. All right, so I've got all the stars. Once I finish up this hunt, I'm just providing some adjacency bonuses up here. It's pretty much impossible that this tribe will lose to that deer. Pretty close there, though. There is a question of whether I want to wait to grow one more. I don't think it's really necessary. We're going to get the +1 science per population just because science is a lot harder to come by in the early game than production. So we'll get that. And the last one here, so +1 combat strength or +1 influence per population. I am definitely getting the +1 influence per population. It has such a big impact on your early game. It would be a mistake not to get that. So the other consideration is there anywhere good for another outpost, which there are, and I would prefer to drop it in this era because it's cheaper. But yeah, the cultures are going pretty fast here, and I think I'd rather get a good culture choice than worry about a slight discount on my next outpost. It's something I should have thought ahead about a little bit, and I probably would have had up if I hadn't screwed up with this tribe here, but no big deal. So I'm just going to do a quick save here just because I'm not sure who I want to pick, and I might walk it back after I make that decision. So it's been a long time since I played the Carolins. They're not particularly strong in the early game, and I don't know if they'd be worth it here. So the main problem with their ceremonial plaza is that you have to build it next to coastal water or a lake. So I do have some coastal water, but like in this territory specifically, my starter territory, it's not going to take very good advantage of that. It would if I had like started over in this territory maybe, but this isn't great starting terrain. It's too much food and not enough industry. So I think I'm going to rule them out. Hamannyongan is interesting. I guess I don't get any named tiles until you go up an era, right? Or named like natural wonders. Or not natural wonders, landmark parts is the word I'm looking for. They could be interesting here. There's plenty of river to choose from, so plenty of places to put a fish trap if I so chose. Though ideally you'd have this stone field is not great terrain for them. They would like a lot of food all in one place to really take advantage of those fish traps. I'm going to rule out the Assyrians. I don't think I've found any horses yet, which really limits their abilities. Egyptians could definitely be good. The extra industry and reduced district industry costs are always great, right? Particularly in this terrain here, I could get a lot of benefit out of it. There's a potential, though, if I like move out this way, that my benefit from that's a little bit more limited, but it would give me a nice kickstart given the terrain around my capital, or what will be my capital. Nubians, Tasseti are great. Golden Dreams will come online a little bit later. Merrow Pyramids, industry and money, always useful. Don't really have a great starting tile for it. I would prefer to like be next to a luxury. Though, yeah, I don't have any luxuries in that territory. I do have like a lot of luxuries nearby, so I will start getting benefits from the Nubians pretty fast. I think I'm putting a pin in the Egyptians and Nubians. Olmecs, I mean, tough to justify with the Olmec head right now. So the thing with the Olmec head is you want a location that has a lot of food around it, right? Say I had my first city down here, and you could put an Olmec head right here or whatever. That would be better, but I don't think they're very good in this situation. The Phoenicians, I don't have like great water access, so I think I can rule them out safely. And the Zhou would also be a potential option here. I do have some mountains. Mountain here. I'd prefer slightly more mountainous terrain. I mean, I could like... The show would give me an option of plopping down an outpost just in this territory here, and it would allow me to build a Confucian school pretty much right away in my second city, which will probably be over in this area somewhere, given that it is actually near a river. So that could be an option as well. Tough choice, honestly. I think I'm going to give it a think before I make my choice, and then we'll resume once I've decided. So I'll see you in a minute. Alright, so I've had some time to think, but before I do anything, I'm going to claim a territory here, just because I get a pretty steep discount on this territory. This is less efficient than this spot here, but I can spend some influence to move it later, and it will still be cheaper than waiting. So I was deciding between the Egyptians or the Nubians, and I even looked back on my channel to see the most recent time I've played them, and it's been a while for both. The Nubians are my favorite culture in this era, but I think given my lack of food here, I'm going to struggle quite a bit to get my early game going, even though there's quite a few options for luxuries that I would really like. I just think I'm going to need that production boost to really get this game going, given my sort of general lack of population options. So the Egyptians here are going to be my choice. This +1 industry on tile, and even this +1 influence from the Egyptian pyramid is going to be really nice. So we're going to grab that. And we have entered the ancient era. So let's get this started. And of course, we're going to start the ancient era by getting attacked by a bear who is now running away from me. In the meantime, let's evolve this city, and we're going to start with the pottery workshop. I'll take out that bear, and I was thinking about where to place the emblematic districts before. +9 there is quite good, but I do think we can get some adjacency up here, right? So say I were to attach this territory, say I prioritize that, I can plop this one here, and I can get another Egyptian pyramid here or here. And because this total would be, I'd get another 3 there, I'd get another 1 there. So that would be a total of +7. That one's actually slightly better as far as total production is concerned. So I'd get +8 there. That's better right now before I consider the fact that I can get another pyramid adjacent to it. So I'm going to go for that spot. We'll burn that layer down in a sec. We can hunt some mammoths up here. I also need to send a unit back to disband. So we're going to do that. That guy can come back so I can disband them. So when you disband units, you'll get a population in your city. And we'll take out this mammoth. See where he spawns. Oops. Like that. There we go. Will he come up to me? He will. Hoping he moves on to the river. Nope. Okay, let's use the higher combat strength unit there. Take them out. And as far as tech, plenty of options for me to start with. I could go for calendar first and try to get some of these. The salt would actually be really good to have early, just because that gives food. I'm also going to need flood irrigation pretty quickly. So I think I'm going to start with calendar, just because I'll need to get my population going here. It's going to be a very slow start for pops. And population is really where you get a lot of your early game yields, particularly science. It's really important to have a high population. Okay, we're going to pillage that sanctuary first, and then maybe hunt some mammoths after that. Let's explore down that way. Mammoths everywhere. Bring this guy back into Memphis and disband, and really put them on science over here. Take out the Slayer. All right. That all looks good for now. Memphis, yeah, 7 gold to finish that. Let's do it. Yeah, I don't know why I would explore out that way. Let's come back here. There's some marble here, some copper. There's also an opponent there. So it might be important to claim this territory early, just because both marble and copper will be important. Marble's a pretty good resource. Not as good for me this game, given that Oh, hello. Oh, man. Multiple curiosities and a wonder. I will take it. What's this? Pamukkale, right? Yeah. +5 money on market quarter. Oh, that's quite good. Actually, that would have been a great tile to like have discovered as, say, the Phoenicians near the start of the game. So I'm going to get the salt here. We'll get the porcelain as well, but the extra food on all cities is much more valuable to me at the moment. So next, I think we're going to go for flood irrigation, just because we really need to get population rolling here. Let's see. We're going to go for distributes. We would like to increase our industry for what I assume are obvious reasons. Actually, I should have sent this guy back to disband in Memphis. But for what I assume are obvious reasons, I want more industry as the Egyptians. Okay. And yeah, I'm just going to kind of keep this guy hanging out over here. He can actually come heal for a bit. But I'm going to need him to pop some outposts down in that area eventually. I would prefer to have had some growth. Actually, I should move this. So the population that you have in outposts counts towards your population that is needed to unlock civics. So getting those pops actually quite important. Let's see, not much of interest yet, other than that wonder. Right, you're coming back. I often forget what I'm doing with individual units at the start of the game. Kind of a bad habit of mine. Okay, you're healing. And I think I'm fine buying that. That could potentially be really good once I get flood irrigation. Yeah, let's grab a maker's quarter there. I don't really know how good that's going to be yet, so we'll wait until I get it. We're going to keep coming back that way. Ah, quite the peninsula down there. That would have been a pretty interesting start to get as the Phoenicians, especially with this Pamukkale here. It's, yeah, a lot of good harbor tiles in that area. Okay, let's keep exploring. Don't want to take any more health damage since I can't just heal on the fly anymore, so we're not going to go after the deer there. Give that guy one more turn to heal, and then we can kill that mammoth. Hopefully they just spawn right there. Okay, and I have high ground too. Should be pretty easy, just trying to collect as much gold as I can from the existing wildlife. Like, every single little bit helps. Okay, so another 20 there. Buy out that maker's quarter if I want. Let's see. Down to 2 turns for flood irrigation. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Okay. Let's just make sure we've explored as much as we can down here. See if there's anything useful. Some silver down there. There's some, what's that, sage, right? Yeah, it's something we'll expand to eventually. Okay. So that's +5 right now. And that'll increase, I forget how much you get from flood irrigation. It's +2, right? That's what I thought. So say I were to build right here, I get +5 immediately, and then I have 2 river tiles, so I'm not already working, which will increase once I get the flood irrigation, so I have a total of +9. Right here, I would get +5, but I have 3 river tiles that I'm not working. So the net increase would actually be +11 there. So I'm going to grab that one because that'll be better once I have the infrastructure. And I'm going to disband this guy into Memphis. So you'll notice that my population is no longer declining, even though I'm in a food deficit. They changed the calculation for food so that you're not just like constantly in a cycle of starving and then growing. So there's a slight tolerance for a food deficit now, so that you don't get all those like annoying notifications anymore. So quite nice, really hated the constantly rebounding populations. All right, and there's flood irrigation. We'll get that. Let's buy that farmer's quarter and just start working on it right away. And we finally have what we're looking for. So a lot of changes to civics, including like the effects of the civics, which direction they send you in. So this +2 influence on emblematic district is pretty good, but better later. There's also this +3 faith on emblematic districts and +5 influence on main plaza. This is obviously better at the start of the game. We'll switch to this +2 influence on emblematic districts later, but right now we're going to take what will immediately benefit us. This attach outpost cost and absorb city cost can be good, but I'm really more interested in creating outposts. We want to make as many as we can. And I'm actually going to claim this territory first because I'm worried about that player claiming it when it has 2 resources that I want. So marble, good, and copper, I think that's the only one that I've seen so far this game. And you do need copper for quite a few things. This gives me a lot of options to expand later in the game. Like, could even potentially go for like the Carthaginians or something, just because of that territory, if I manage to like really expand down there. I don't really have the influence needed to do that, but nice to dream, right? Okay. As far as tech, Markabata, probably not an option for me for quite a while, so I'm going to be restricted to normal units. And I am going to want normal units because I am quite close to some opponents. So I think carpentry first because it says the lumberyard, and I do have a decent bit of forest, and then into city defense. Okay. 5 turns looks like the minimum I can get for that, so we'll keep working on flood irrigation. You guys are just kind of hanging out. They're my outpost scouts. Yeah, nice harbor territory down here. Let's see. There are often quite a few curiosities in the more Arctic regions. I'm going to try to fully explore this area to the extent that I can. Let's see. And we're going to go ahead and claim a territory here. So I'm thinking like, ooh, 8 and 12 is not bad. But that would delay me getting an Egyptian pyramid because I want one like right here. So I'm going to go ahead and found in that spot. Just so I can build a pyramid right away once I attach that outpost. Then they're waiting. Okay, some silk down there. Yeah, if I could knock out this player that's close to me early, it's going to give me a ton of room to expand. Alright, let's start clearing up some of this fog of war. Oh, nice. Curiosity there. And I'm going to buy that marble. That'll increase the effectiveness of my workers a little bit. And you are just waiting. There is a question of, you know, am I going to try to save up to found a city, or am I just going to try to overrun whatever that player is? I don't know who they are. I probably should have gotten a little bit of information about that. Wow, a lot of mountains there. Yeah, interesting generation. So I should send a scout down that way. Maybe I just like build a military first. I want that lumberyard. Oh, nice. Oh, look at all this forest. This would be great to attach to Memphis eventually. Okay, we're going to attach this territory here. Ah, interesting. 3 industry +2 per adjacent maker's quarter. Yeah, I mean, they don't get like a unique, particularly unique benefit like the Nubian pyramids do for being next to each other. So the consideration, right, with like the Nubian pyramids is that they're both a maker's and a market quarter. So when you put them next to each other, they get a benefit from both. And the Nubian pyramids get +3 money from adjacent market quarters. So it's like really strong to put them next to each other. The Egyptian pyramids, it doesn't quite matter so much because they're just market quarter or just makers quarters and don't have any other particular benefits as far as adjacency other than other makers quarters. So it doesn't matter if they're next to each other. So I was just going to, that's why I placed it where I placed it. Okay. Let's grab that first. Oh, nice. Quite a few down here. Bantu. Oh, they have Doctor and Pathfinder. Okay. All right. So they're a militarist, and they are a rusher, is their personality, which means they are going to come after me. And let's see. We're going to... Oh, I don't have enough influence there. That one will take a while to come online. Though... I kind of made a mistake there, I think. I think I should just wait in that territory here and pop an outpost down in there. Because it's looking like my second city is going to be one that I take from someone rather than one that I found. So tech. Probably bronze working into organized warfare makes the most sense. What's 4 and 12, 6 and 12. That one will get that outpost up sooner. Let's put it there. Okay, Defiant in Memphis, so we just want the Liberty axis that gives you more influence on your emblematic quarters, which is quite important. And Memphis, working on the lumberyard. Yeah, if I do that, I think I should be able to buy it out next turn, and that lumberyard is going to be a pretty big increase to my outputs. So buy that. We work on the Egyptian pyramid. There's a case maybe to do something like this, because I'm going to need more pop for military. Okay, can get the faith. So +6 faith on main plaza. Better at the early game because you don't have enough territories. This scales maybe a little bit better depending on your game, but early outputs are more important. So we're going to grab that. All right, I have to be careful about these Begendi Pioneers. They're a little bit stronger than a normal scout. Okay. Weird to have all these people working food. Can I... I can't pull anyone off. Okay, that's fine. I'll just keep them working there. And... 17... Actually... Is there a possibility I actually get an Egyptian pyramid in that territory? It seems maybe a little unlikely to me. So I'm just going to go for the most efficient location to put that. Just so I can start getting those luxuries as well. I think I'm committed to kind of like trying to get a lot of luxuries since I have so many nearby rather than saving up for a city or something of that nature. Buy that pyramid and let's shift around to science and industry per usual. Could attach here as well. Yeah, kind of awkward terrain for a pyramid if I were going to attach there. Maybe I don't attach that territory. Might have to find a better one. Idle for a bit. Actually, can I get there? Not quite. It's a somewhat annoying territory to claim. Not that big of a deal, but... Okay, end the turn here. So working on military. Just getting them away from the bears. Those bears will attack again, and then I wouldn't be able to retreat, and just don't want to deal with it. Okay, so I have demand I can make, and they've instantly refused it. Okay, it's fine. And now we have army composition. We're going to go for that +1 strength on combat units. So it's an interesting choice here because I used to always go for the +1 combat strength on units. I've realized this reduced unit industry cost is not better when you have more production. It's better when you have more population, because you eventually outproduce your ability to grow population because of the limitations on how fast a city can actually grow. I'm going to disband this guy now. So the reduced cost allows you to like sustain a giga war machine basically, and yeah, it can be quite good in the right situation, particularly for the Harappans. However, there's like no situation in which either of them are bad. Let's see. I'm just gonna retreat from that. It'll give me a demand I can make. Okay, we'll withdraw the demands. It's fine. I kind of want to bait them into continuing to attack me so my war score builds up. So like if I move this guy there, I don't know if they have any movement left, but see if they come attack me or not. Okay. And we want to get some more of these, probably the dye first, since that's going to provide industry. Gemstones give you money on market quarters, which you don't have any of, and the coffee is +1 food on farmers, which is potentially useful this game. I've actually like warmed up to coffee a little bit in certain situations. I used to rail on coffee being the worst luxury in the game, and it probably still is, to be frank. But yeah, it's like there are cases, like edge cases, where it can be useful. I'm thinking about an embassy just because the extra influence it provides. On the other hand, I can just keep scaling up with more makers' quarters. Like +12 there is pretty strong. Yeah, let's just get more industry. It's just kind of how you play when you're playing as the Egyptians. So I'm going to make those demands. Just want them to keep attacking me so that I can build up enough war score. And we're also going to get a couple more units here. So organized warfare. Okay, let's go on science. And actually, I'm thinking that I may need to get a garrison down here, because this terrain is like, I can't get up here. And I think I'm going to need to go this way. I don't know enough over here, but let's see. Oh, learning on Memphis, absolutely. +5 science in the early game is really, really impactful. So if I were to get a garrison down here, that will let me reinforce a lot more easily. Let's see. Burn this layer down for a little bit of cash. Let's see if I can maybe get an attack on some of those units. Doesn't seem like it. Is there anywhere that's better here? So I'm thinking... Yeah, I'm thinking I might need to make this a second city. It's 160 for that. Alternatively, I could try to save for a wonder. Like Pyramid of Giza is really good if I could save 250 for that and just not found a second city. And just try to take over their city as my second one. Let's buy that Maker's Quarter. Let's see if we can get Garrison down to 2 turns, and that way we can reinforce a lot more easily. Let's maybe do something like that. Let's explore up that way. And you're just hunting for curiosities down here. So the thing about curiosities is that they'll keep respawning in territories that have not been claimed, so you can kind of just run around in the same territories you've been playing in all game. I should consider this papyrus as well. Somewhere that gets this online earlier. So the papyrus provides, what is it, science on city centers. And science early game is very good. That's going to take a while to come online. Maybe I just save for pyramids. I think that'll probably be a little bit better for me this game, since I'm playing as the Egyptians, and I can like stack the discounts. So I have 3 turns for organized warfare. I'm gonna move them onto science and see if that'll bring it down a little bit. Just gonna, yeah, I'm gonna disband this guy because this is going to eat up population that I have in the city. So I want to have people on science so that I can continue progress towards organized warfare, because otherwise having 2 armies is pretty pointless. Okay. Make those demands, and we'll withdraw the demands. It's fine, as long as we keep building war score. Okay, let's see. One more turn, we've got the archers coming. Yeah, we can do another set of 2 warriors and 2 archers. It's kind of my like preferred army layout early game. Archers are very powerful at the start, having, you know, indirect fire and decently high combat strength. And then you just need warriors as blocker units, really. Let's find the explorer up this way. Okay. Can't let that go. We are pillaging that right there. And one more turn for those archers. Granary, probably not worth it. Embassy, though. Lose a little bit of production and would break up Maker's Quarters, but +9 influence is a big deal at this point in the game. Hoping, yeah, Pyramid is still available. So next turn I should be able to claim that as long as I don't spend that influence on something else. Gonna grab Domestication quick, and then maybe we go into writing for the House of Scribes. I don't really have the resources that I would need in order to get the Markabata, so it's not really a tech that's on my radar right now. Speaking of resources I need, I will need to buy that, but I also need to claim Pyramids, so I'm glad I did not click that button. I was almost made a mistake there. So we're going to claim Pyramids. So this is very unusual for me that I prioritize a wonder over another city. Oh, what happened to my archer? Did I... Oh, the embassy jumps to the front of your queue when you queue it up. Okay, manual battle this, deploy there. Okay, and I'm going to hold on making that demand because they seem to be refusing everything immediately. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing here. I don't think they systematically refuse demands, right? No. So, not sure why they're refusing literally every single demand that I make. But it's fine. So these stay good for a few turns, so I'll make those demands and then just declare war on the turn that I'm ready to siege down that city. In hindsight as well, if I had chosen my starting location a little differently, the Olmecs actually could have been pretty good this game, given the amount of open territory that I have available. Pyramids. Oh wow, look at that. That'll be really good if I can get that going. I am like pretty late in the era. A lot later than I thought I was, really. Okay. Civic. Religious rights. Yeah, reduced religious district costs is pretty nice. Yeah, let's just grab that. We will need to make some religious districts soon. That is enough. Okay, so we're going to make those demands in a second here. Let's do another manual battle and see if they... Okay. So this way I'll be able to extract quite a bit of money from them. No, I'm going to refuse that. We're going to declare war. And then we're going to use AI. Okay, they do have some armies here, but I should have the advantage here given the number of indirect fire units that I have. Only disadvantage is that they can get up onto that terrain there. Let's see. Definitely weird or like difficult terrain to assault from, just because of the rivers. Okay. Okay, they have units up there. Okay, levies. We're going to target these ones because they are outside of the walls. And yeah, I think I have to leave those units there. Don't know. Yeah, they did not have any indirect fire units. Okay, so I don't have to play particularly aggressively here. I can just really plink down with my archers. I was like trying to search the battlefield for where their archers are, but they don't actually have any. So I really don't need to worry about trying to win this quickly or like locate their indirect fire units. Hoping this guy is fine, because yeah, they'll bring another unit up there to attack, but we can swap them out on my next turn here. Actually, you are waiting to settle. Okay, embassy coming up. And then maybe work on pyramids. 14 turns is a long time, though. Maybe grab the public fountain for stability, because that'll increase influence output from... what's the word I'm looking for? From the population. Not directly, but because influence over 90, you get +2 influence per pop. Whereas between, 35 and under, like 90 or less, 89, whatever, you only get +1 influence per pop. So to the extent that you can, it's really beneficial to maintain high stability. That's also why sometimes I talk about the Zhou getting an indirect benefits to their influence output, is because their stability bonus from their legacy trait allows you to produce more districts without dipping below that 90%, which means you retain your extra influence output from population for longer. Not really relevant to this game, but just came up while I was thinking about it. I'm fine playing this pretty slowly. They seem to be content to continue to toss one unit at a time in there. We have army wages. So this one, I think, used to move you along the homeland axis, which would give you extra combat strength on units. It now no longer does that. So yeah, it gives you +20 stability on city that you occupy. So the +20 stability is nice because when you take over a city, it usually starts at 0 and then slowly regains stability over time, which delays the period in which you can start constructing buildings. So having a higher baseline means you can actually make use of that city a lot faster. And then you have +5 stability per stationed unit on all cities. So return of garrisoning units. Whereas plundered wages, you get the extra money from ransacking and bonus combat strength on ransack. So, wish I had an emissary now, or whatever they're called. There's a lot of these leverages down here. Someone's taken the Huns and the Han, two very similar sounding things in hindsight. Okay, we'll retreat from that. They have a lot more units down here than I would have expected. Alright. Let's keep plinking away here. And let's see if they bring the last unit up. Okay. Great. And maybe I can... that's high ground up there. Yeah, they should be fine. I don't think they'll die. Okay, they went for those ones anyway. Alright, great. So there's their capital. I think probably only city. And, okay, there's the Han. So this city looks okay. They, yeah, they have some maker's quarters. Yeah, this seems pretty salvageable. Wonder if they have any other cities. Seems like they do. a retreat from that. It'll increase their war score, but no big deal. So yeah, unfortunate part about the way I played this early game. Actually, I'm going to consider attaching one of these. Probably this one, just because it gives more food. But this would be a lot better for a pyramid. Actually, I could move this as well because I think a pyramid would be better, like right here. Or yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter that much. Yeah, let's go ahead and attach this one. I just think this territory... Oh, right, I can actually build there anyway because of my artisan's quarter. Actually, I need to get going on science. I'm a little bit behind where I need to be. Yeah, I think this one makes more sense just because this one's kind of awkward for building districts because of this lake in the middle. Humanitarian aid, huh? Yeah, let's do it, actually. Let's see which persona this is. This is my like settler persona. So they have +5 influence on main plaza and -25% create outpost costs. So they are kind of designed to be able to spread out quickly, or at least that's the idea. I'm doing writing. Let's grab wheel after that because I would like to grab the envoys. I'm actually fine with replacing that at the moment. I want to move that in that direction anyway. So replacing it lets me like conserve some influence basically. Okay, now we can like start picking on some of these Burgundy pioneers. Ah, there's their second city. Weird place for second city. I'll probably have to get rid of that one. How's my faith doing? Doing okay. Don't have any obelisks yet, obviously. Though I've also lost a lot of faith outputs because I changed is it this one here? Away from the +3 faith on emblematic district. Actually, what was the other? Right, the +5 influence in main plaza. So I am going to need to get an obelisk in here. Maybe like right there, or up here. I'll lose some benefits from doing that, though. Would prefer not to have it next to the pyramids. This one doesn't get any faith bonuses from an adjacent embassy, but I think that's fine. We're gonna plop it down there. We'll do these other ones first. Let's keep running away with you.
An enormous.
Okay, so there's writing. And I'm going to spend some money to get those warriors healed. Yeah, really annoying terrain here. Very difficult to actually have like an army get to this city. I'm just gonna manual battle this. Let's deploy here. Let's see if this high ground bonus is enough to make a difference. Okay, I'm just gonna hide. Okay, let's get overproductive for some extra production. Let's just finish those pyramids. Okay. I would really like to actually have assimilated these cities before I... Oh, how did they... I mean, fine, but I don't know how they did that. I didn't see any unit. Maybe I just missed it. Let's move that guy back. Okay. I think I'll do more damage to that guy overall, so I'll target there. I believe I have to siege the city again. I mean, it's not like difficult, and it does like there's one benefit to this, which is that it increases my militarist stars. Where are they? Down here. I do need more kills for that. So, like, it's not all bad. Just a little annoying. And yeah, seems like I should be able to do this on this turn. Okay. And I can probably do the same down here. Yeah, it doesn't seem like they have the tech that lets them reinforce yet, so they're a little far behind. Start up here. Okay, I think we're safe to move. Put the archers up on high ground here and start hitting these levies. Ah, I see. They did have an army there. I'm going to need to heal these guys, I think, because they're going to attack that city. If they have the option to do so. We'll see if I can force them to capitulate after I siege this town down. Actually, let's move them in there. Okay. This poor scout has been getting beat up this game. And I actually would really like to get the House of Scribes. That coffee is not that important, really. Can grab that gemstone. So grab a thing down here. Are there any of these that would be good cities? Maybe this one. It's not ideal. But I would like to found another city before I take this one over. Yeah. So we're going to turn this one into a city. It's not like the best location ever. Let's just do it. Okay. Pretty good spot to win that now. And then I have this new city here, which is a little bit awkward, but I think we'll be fine. And main reason for this, I would really like to get some more of these pyramids up before I leave the era. They're pretty good districts overall. Don't want to buy that House of Scribes, it's a little expensive. And I am going to need this as well. I'm fine with buying that pottery workshop, actually. Okay. Do I want to try to farm militarist stars? I think I do. So I'm going to bring these guys in to reinforce here. And then we will manual battle. This should be relatively easy to win. Oh, I meant to put that guy there, just in case they send any units to start up in that area. This area is actually very safe for me here. So I'm going to have some archers kind of start over here, and I can move down onto that terrain. Oh, I did not mean to leave my lowest health unit. Okay, I'm fine. I had some deployment mix-ups here, but it's all good. Actually, is this a district? Yes, it is. Okay. That makes more sense why I left that unit there. Really unfortunate that there's a river there, but doesn't seem to matter. And they're on a river too, and low ground, so really easy hit there. I wanted to grab army wages. This extra 20 stability on city that I occupy is good. Don't know if that'll actually take effect this turn or not. I thought I could like move through the city, but yeah, it's fine. Not my greatest setup here ever, but okay, let's get direct fire on that unit. And I want to try to win this as quickly as possible. because I need all 4 of these units in order to get my last militarist star, so I'm going to play somewhat aggressively to try to kill them, because I want to end the war this turn. It's not like I'm, playing the Hittites or something, right, where there's some benefits to holding extra cities. Okay. Manual battle, I guess. I mean, what is this? Oh, yeah, pointless. Just automatic. Okay, they finally got caught. No big deal. Who is this? The Celts? Let's see. Achaemenids taken already. Achaemenids have actually had a change. So it used to be +2 city cap, and it is down to +1 city cap, which is a very needed change, because +2 city cap was kind of insane, and it made the Achaemenids the best choice in a ton of games. Carthaginians are still available if I wanted to take them. But, I mean, they're not, like, amazing in my current cities, but if I could expand out in this direction, they could be quite strong. Maya would also be pretty wild this game. Polynesians, I mean, the Marae can be quite good if you have a pretty big empire. I think they're probably better if you... I meant to force an end to the war, didn't I? That's okay. So that should... Oh. Let's see, we want their capital and all their attached territories, and actually we can take that stuff too. We can't take these extra territories. Oops. But that's fine. This one we can hopefully pillage. Hopefully they don't turn that one into a city. So we're now over the city cap. We're going to have to pillage that one, I think. Should have been paying a little bit more attention to my city stuff. And let's grab fishing and then masonry. Let's take a look at my stars here. Okay. Might move some people onto money if I can. And in Thebes, we're going to attach here. Going to work on another Egyptian pyramid. Ooh, +15 food. I don't even have flood irrigation in here yet. Yeah, that's pretty hard to pass up in this city. So we'll do that. You can remain idle. Let's have you work on obelisks, since you can't work on anything in your own territory yet. The unfortunate part about being next to the Bantu is that their cities don't have any emblematic districts. So there's not like a particular advantage to taking these cities off the AI. And help with obelisk, and then we'll plop the pyramids down there as well, and they can all work on that stuff while they recover. Okay, leadership. We're going to want the +1 city cap, but we can't do that at the moment because we are bleeding influence from being over the city cap. So we're going to pillage that city that we just took. We'll want that city later, given that it has silk, which will be quite good for us. It would also be very nice to get like a scout, though I currently don't have any horses. Yeah, and hang out there. The influence struggle is real right now. Let's get this pyramid up, and we'll wait before we commit to another district here. 150 industry at turn 50 is pretty good, though. Okay. All right, back in the influence positive. And the positive influence, I should really say, but y'all know what I mean. And because I would really like to get that aesthete star as well. Okay, I did get it. All right. Realistically, do I get any more stars? seems unlikely. I would need 400 more gold. I mean, that's... I could get it down to 3 turns. And what's my tech? I still have 1 more tech. Is it worth it? Probably not. I think I'd rather get my culture here. Because there are still like a couple decent options. So the Maya, Maya are good for obvious reasons. Continue to focus on industry. Morians could be okay. The Stupa largely for the influence, though aesthetes are a bit of a struggle for me. I don't think the Goths really make sense. Garamantes, yeah, because it's +2 food for Rocky Field, Stony Field, and Sterile. I mean, that would be okay for this territory and that territory. Not really for that one. Some Sterile down there. Yeah, I mean, I do have some areas that they would actually work in, and they would give me like an okay amount of food. Plus, I have influence. I mean, Plaza is it's fine. Carthaginians reduce constructible buyout cost. The Kothon with the extra industry it's good. I am like not currently set up to take advantage of it though, and especially having like taken this, and since it doesn't have any coast, I'm kind of leaning away from the Carthaginians. So the Goths, or not the Goths, the Greeks could be good here. I feel like the Greeks are usually a pretty safe choice in a lot of games, and that's no difference in this particular case. So I think I'm probably between the Maya or the Greeks. Polynesians, I mean, oops, did not mean to do that. Polynesians, the Lost at Sea stuff, not that impactful, or the Fowla, but the Murray, the extra influence that you can get from stacking these up is pretty good, and especially since I have a few cities that are pretty strong in the industry departments, makes me feel like I could get quite a few of those out early. So like, say I got even 3 in each, right? How much? The Murray +3 base, and then +1 influence per Murray in your empire per Murray, right? So basically the number of Murrays times the number of Murrays equals your influence output, right? Your additional influence output. So it's like, if I were to represent this mathematically, right, it would actually be like x squared plus 3x is your influence output from the Murrays, because they get a +3 flat. So if I were to say have built 10 of them, that would be 40 influence output total, which maybe not quite as good as I thought, but I also think I could build more than 10. I don't know. So something to think about, because the Maya would be a very easy pick to default to here. So let me think about it, and I'll probably make a choice at the start of the next episode rather than continuing this one. So appreciate you all for tuning in. I know this has been a longer one, so hopefully an interesting start to the game, and we'll see how the rest of this goes. So cheers, and see you soon.